nuggets. It's nuggets time again. And I'll be sharing this month of February of loving right. Loving right, loving right, you know. Hey, Pastor, we get just loving right from, well, it's through an experience with God that God gave me this teaching down to the years. But loving right, you know, and this whole year for us is godly favor. But I'm talking about loving right for this whole month of February. And I hope you get this teaching wherever you are. You know, if we're in a new year, new time, and the Lord told me that love will work till eternity. Love. Love never ceases. You know, and I'm coming heavy today, this morning. To love right, one has to know what is love and how it works and what it takes. You have to know this. If you don't know, you know, what is love, how it works, and what it takes, you are doomed for life. The word love is used loosely by many. You know, the word love, I love you, I love you, I love you. The amount of people love me and after they hate me. I thank God that God loved me, never hate me. And the word love is used by many. Loving right takes agape love. Well, Pastor, what is agape love? Agape love. Loving right takes agape love. What is agape love? That agape love is not shown by doing what the person loves desire, but what the one who loves deems and need by the one loved. I mean again, it's not what if I love God, it's not what I desire will make God love me. You know, if I have to love God, is what God desire, I must choose to love Him. So it's not shown by doing what the person loved desire. I love God, but God will not only look at my desire, but I must look at God's desire if I have to love right. That's what God told me to teach this year about loving right. Because many people use the scripture in John 3:16. For God so loved the world, He gave. Everybody know that scripture. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth Him shall not perish, have everlasting life. But people don't understand. This whole John 3:16, for me, is based on everlasting life. So if I want everlasting life, I have to learn to love right. I have to learn to love right. Not only give, but I want everlasting life. I want to live after death. For God so loved, He gave not what man wanted, but what man need as God perceived. God gave His Son, Jesus Christ, because to redeem man back to Him. And He did not give His Son only for righteous men. He gave His Son for sinners like me. You know, like me. He gave His Son for sinners like me. I know you're not a sinner, but I'm a sinner saved by grace. And God rang the bell, bing! And now I'm walking in love and loving God. It's up to mankind willful direction towards God that make Him love right. It's up to mankind willful direction towards God that make Him love right. For it is only God has such an unselfish love. Every human being have some type of unselfish love. I mean, selfish love. But God is the only creator and creator that don't have no unselfish love. We all have selfish love. I'll be sharing that down the road as we come to the close of February. You may feel you don't have selfish love, but stick with me and you will see kind of love you have. Most of the human has filial love. Filial love, they have that. It is called agape. You know, but filial love, not agape love. Many human beings call filial love agape. No, you cannot mix up agape love with filial love. Remember, agape love is not shown by doing what the person love desire. You know, but filial love is selfish love. Love of oneself and about themselves. I know people, they love themselves so much that they will only be in the glass. Look at themselves, the hair, the suits, the tie, the clothes, the nails. They always want to compare themselves among themselves. Filial love is selfish love. Love of oneself and about themselves. You love yourself so much that you feel you're the most handsomest or prettiest or the best dressed person in the world. I mean, that is selfish love. But that is when love gone beyond self. That love is a dangerous love. So as I seek to explain loving right this month of February, I want you to stay with me on these mornings and these night sessions. I'm doing morning and night sessions this month, February. And morning session is nugget sessions. All right. Nugget number 1. See love. See love. Do you see? Can you see love? You know, see love. Many of us has blinded love within because we look and hear before we show love. I was like that. See love. You know, you want to see love. You want to see love. See love. I want to see love. Hey, blinded love does never ask to be seen. You know, many of us has blinded love within because we look and we hear before we show love. If you don't give me this, I ain't gonna love you. If I ain't see this, I ain't gonna love you. So we want to see the love before we love right. We want to hear I love you before we love right. But God is not so. Agape love is unconditional love. Agape love, you know, there is no selfishness in agape love. But see love, when you want to see love, that is blind love. You cannot fall in love with a woman or a man who you have not seen. That is a fool. Only a fool will love a woman they have not seen or touch or see or feel or hug and can talk to face. That person is blind love. They love blind and that person is stupid. You know, that love, you hear over the phone, I love you, I love you, I love you. And you fall in love with over the phone, over the internet, and you fall in love. And that is not loving right. See? So many of us has blinded love within. Because we look and we hear before we can show love. So a person could fool you and show you what you couldn't see. And they always be things given and received can be used to keep one love blinded. Okay, I want some money. You give me money. you give me money, and giving you money, you want money. That means a person can blind you with money. You want a house, they can blind you with a house, they can blind you with a car. And you think when they give you a house or they give you a car, that is love. That is not love and right. Hey, heavy stuff coming on here telling you. So things given and received can be used to keep one love blinded. One can be blinded for years because of selfish love. It should be all about themselves who has nothing to offer. That's how a person be blinded. It's all about themselves, but they have nothing to offer. You know, how can you love a person who has nothing to offer, and you love them because you hear what they say, or you see what they give you, or that you receive some money, you receive some text, and you're gone through. And loving, that is not loving right. Agape love is love. You know, you have to understand that person, they have the need to be loved. And that love must come from within. That love must come from within, not over a phone, over the internet, over the text, and say they love me. You stupid. And there are some things going on right now over the internet. And people getting married and this one and everything because of connection and everything, and date eating and date getting and all kind of stupid things. Because why? But it is not loving right because they don't have no agape in it, and they're doing that stupid things and calling agape love. I am talking about next 2-3 weeks, I'm talking about sex and love. Not because you're having sex with a woman or a man, they love you. Sex does not produce love. Hey, I'm coming there next 2-3 weeks. Be with me. Sex does not produce love. Most of the human has failure love, I told you. You know? And you're blind for years. Failure love can be so blinded. It can make one so selfish and make one love themselves more than he or she ought to. You love yourself more than you should. You're stupid. That means you will cry to yourself, you will hurt yourself, and you love yourself so much. You love yourself beyond yourself. You know, you do your toes, your nails, your suits, your tie, your jacket, and you feel that is how you are. That is not how you are. Because agape love must be internal love with external impression. So filial love can be so blinded, it can make one so selfish and make one love themselves more than he or she ought to. And that is how people get hurt, and you lost your mind, and you're going crazy, you're going mad, you get to banker, and you're crying, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't wear. You start nothing here in your head, start dribbling yourself. For why? You love yourself, or you love somebody more than you ought to love she or him. It makes one be isolated and harsh. Filial love, when you have selfish love, it makes you be isolated and harsh. You're rigorous towards others. You know, you have no compassion. You don't have no affiliation. Because why? Selfish love, they hurt my feeling. They hurt me, and I was hurt, and I was hurt. So what if you're hurt? Man. So filial love, it makes one be isolated and harsh and rigorous towards others. And they can only associate with like-minded others for self-satisfaction. So most people who have the hairstyle and the thing style, they like to hang with people who look like them, dress like them, walk like them. Because why? Because it's a selfish love. And every selfish person wants to hang with people who are also selfish and love themselves more than they ought to love themselves. And that is not loving right. And they only associate with him or her who is like-minded. Only God can deal with such individual. When you have filial love and you're selfish, only God can deal with you. No wife can deal with you. No husband can deal with you. No father can deal with you. No mother can deal with you. Only God. Because selfish love is a dangerous love. Look at number 2. Talking about loving right here. Look at number 2. Submitting right. Submitting right. One of the order God has set down to love right is submission. That is one of the most hardest things for some people to do. There's an order that God set down for submission. And once you violate that order, you will never be able to love right. I don't care who you are, pastor, deacon, husband, wife. There's an order God set down. And that is why I'm going through right now almost 38 years with God. Because I understand the order of God. I understand God's order. And I respect God's order. And many of us, we don't know God's order, so you will never be able to come back to God if you fall or you fail. Because submission can bring you to a place to come back to God. Many people want to submit to God and refuse His order for submission, but want to love right. You cannot love right if you don't know how to submit to the order of God. And that is what some wives beat some wife on that, because they submit themselves. When a wife submit to her husband, to bring the order of God into perfection, maturity. Submission is one of the highest order of God. To love right. You cannot love God. I cannot love my wife if I don't love God. I cannot want my wife submit to me. I can't submit to God. The reason why I'm 38 years, because I have some type of wisdom how to submit to God. And many people want to submit to God and refuse His order for submission, but want to love right. Any person who fights submission can never love right. If God put you under a pastor, or under an apostle, or under a teacher, or under somebody that minister you, and you don't want to submit to that order, you will never be able to love right. You'll always be kicking and screaming and fussing and downgrading and lacking and hurting and fussing. Because why? You don't want to submit. Submission means is to abide under godly authority. Don't submit if your husband don't want to submit to God. Don't submit. Submission is to abide under authority. Any person who fights submission can never love right. God is a God of authority. And He gave authority that contains and needs submission. God never gave authority without submission. Submission is God's order. You can doubt me, fight me, you can't beat that. And God will put you under. He'll put you under a man to submit you. He'll put you under a leader to submit. You have to submit. And once you fight against that, you cannot love right. God is the God of authority, and He gave authority that contains and needs submission. Look at number 3, conditional love. Conditional love. Conditional love is a love, a way to understand. All type of love has condition or have condition. There are godly conditions and ungodly conditions. Godly conditions, it keep one in God's will. I've been there for 38 years. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my life. I enjoying my life because my life is under godly conditions. They have ungodly conditions. Ungodly conditions, it locks us out of God's will. And one need to fall back in line to rise out. and to rise into God's will. Ungodly condition locks you out. I thank God. I've been locked out of God's condition so much time in my life. You know, I did things, I say things, I believe things. You know, I'm sharing the night, you know, about doctrine. I teach things I believe are wrong. You know, I had a curriculum now. You know, because I was young and I learned in Bible school. And what I learned, what I learned. But as I grow old, I realized that God never gave me the full revelation until I crossed 60. So, you know, ungodly conditions, it locks out of God's will, and one needs to fall back in line to rise back into God's will. The will of God is not automatic. Not because you hear this sermon, you just change and you still can come back. No. God's will is not automatic. It is a process of learning and experience and development that produce growth and wisdom. God's will is a process. I did not reach here overnight. It took me 35 years. It took me 6 years before I preached my first sermon. Some people now get saved 3 years, 2 years, and then fire for the Lord. And they feel I hear God and God talking to me. Hey brother, hey sister, you know start. The will of God is not automatic. Not because you're saved 3 years, baptized 3 years, you're ready. Or you're preaching 3 years, you're ready. No, it's not automatic, sir. It's not automatic, ma'am, it's not automatic. You know, because it's a process of learning and experiences and development that produce growth and wisdom. If you don't grow, you will never be able to understand God's will. If you're not being developed, right, you will never be able. Some folks could fall away very easy. I know folks just turn away. They themselves know why, and just turn away. Because why? They never understand the will of God for their life. So therefore, they can never love right. The will of God, not automatic. It is a process of learning and experience and development that produce growth and wisdom. Some of us will never experience growth because of self-condemnation and accusation. The amount of people condemn me and curse me, they put us on me, I won't see my way, I won't get blessed. The amount of curses I get since I saved, the amount of bad mouth and voodoo mouth and this one mouth and that one say and she say and them say, I had this woman here, that woman here, and the homosexual here, and they sell drugs here, and this here. They say all kind of things about me. But that doesn't stop my growth. So self-condemnation will stop my growth. If I can condemn myself, I would not grow. So some of us will never experience growth because of self-condemnation and accusation. The amount of things I've been accused of since I saved, and what God knows. And I'm growing still, and I'm still blessed. Growth has cause and effect. You could never grow unless some causes had appeared in your life. You will never grow on some effects in your life. And I have learned to grow and develop and have wisdom because of condemnation by others and by accusation by others. But thank God, I never condemn myself. Look at number 4, associated love. In loving right, we have to choose our association with others. There are people I will not associate with, but I will say hi, hello, I love you, and bye. There are people, gossipers. When a person comes to gossip and talk she bad, and talk he bad, and them bad, and only want to gossip, and talking people busybodies, I will listen and don't talk to the kind of I say. I have learned how to associate in my 38 years. There are people I will associate with, but I will make sure I keep my road keep my track, because why? I want to be able to love right. Not everyone around you appreciate you. Mark that down, somebody. The amount of people is thousands around me in my 38 years. And I thought they appreciate me. I thought so, you know. I could have put my hand on block. Well, he for me and they for me. But boy, they beat me, they whip me. And I say, wow. So I've grown with bruises and accusation. I've grown with all type of pain. And the pain birth purpose for me. Not everyone around you appreciate you. They're watching you and they find you have a car, you're driving this, you have a credit card, you're walking away, and they're watching you, and then it's in them. Well, why did it happen to he and it happened to me? Well, why he doing this and I can't happen like that? Why she this and he this? And they're watching you, and they only want a break because misery loves company. It may take sessions and time to find that out. You know, sometimes you just go through some real things, some real pain with some people who you love right. You know, who you thought love you, and who just hold secret for you, and who you tell confidential things, and they come on, you know, everything, and everything, and you thought so, and boom, they hit you. Boom. I thank God I have nothing in my closet. I thank God He protects me. God has cleaned my closet. It may take sessions and time to find that out. Such success call for being an alone thinker. There are success you have to achieve in life. You have to be an alone thinker. There are people around me, and I know they're only around me until they get what they want. I know that, but I just love them anyhow. They're around me, waiting for the mother load, waiting for the opportunity to dive and leave me. God warned me. It's thousands did me that, thousands. God said if they do it, why she can't do it? Why he can't do it? And they've done before. So you have to be very careful of your associated love. Love, but know how to associate. Some success call for being an alone thinker, yet still be around others. Yet be around them, you know, but watch everybody, you know. I trust God and I check everybody thoroughly. I don't know who are around me. People that switch. Look at number 5, love carriers. There are people, they carry so much love. You know, I know people carrying real love, you know, real love. But the way you tell them, they have love bubbling. I like to be around people like that. Carrying love around with you is the most outstanding personality one can contain. That person who carries love around them, they have a special touch from God, because God is love. And if you can carry love around, that means God touched you. There are folks, but how much they insult them, they embarrass them, they keep smiling. They're always happy. It doesn't happen. You don't know what insult, how much accusation, you know. Carrying love around with you is the most outstanding personality you could contain. This takes a duplication of God's word within our soul and attitude. Not your body, not your face, not your makeup, not your nails, your wigs, your shoes, your skirts, your dress, your pants, your suit, your tie. It takes a duplication of God's word within our soul and our attitude. To do so, when hate comes, you have to learn to cover it with love. I have learned that now, how to cover hate with love. When you cover hate with love, hate die. Hate can't live. The only thing can kill hate is love. And I hope you catch that. So if you know anybody who hates you, my brothers and sisters, use love. And you'll be able to say, I'm a part of the clique and God's children who is loving right. Hey, call me here. See you again tonight later on. Much love.